Evening people, evening, welcome back to the channel. A little bit early tonight, as stated in the post on Facebook. We are just going to do ourselves a little tribute lap to the main man, the head honcho of P1RC. Unfortunately lost his battle against cancer this week and sadly passed away. So tribute night for him tonight. There's going to be a whole host of races next Saturday for him as well. 4th of April is the funeral, so anyone listening, Epping Forest Church, is it? I think. Get all of the boys on P1RC, P1 Race Community, if you want any more details on that. I'll let them post it all up. So yes, tonight we're having a tribute lap round St. Croix, or St. Croix, as it's one of Baggy's favourites. Baggy Snails was his, or P1 Baggy as he ended up changing it to, was his gamer tag. And yeah, this track particularly is one of his favourites. So you've just seen the We Are Driven intro. We Are Driven team still pushing Archie's Journey, still pushing Bradley Lowry Foundation, all that stuff. Let me quickly get in this lobby, otherwise we're going to... evening, Mike. Evening, how you doing? Otherwise we're going to miss this. Right, so hold on, what are you doing? Wrong thing. Big shout out to the channel sponsor as well, Woody's Wondrous Chilies, flavour of fire if you're fancying any of that. Hot sauce, chilies and chili seeds, etc, etc. Get yourself over to Flavour of Fire. Tonight, yes, Nordschleife and Suzuka, but we kick off tonight with the tribute lap for Steve. The lads actually just getting themselves out onto the track now. There he is, head honcho, the man himself. We don't need to be looking at scores yet. Let's get ourselves in the lobby. Turn all the stuff on now. So maybe one or two liveries. Pickles, P1 Baggy RC across the back end, thank you sir. Mutt as well. Stephen Morrall's played a big part in the sim racing world, especially on GT Sport, did Steve. Major part of the We Are Driven team. Obi-Wan, evening brother, how you doing? Yeah, so you may see one or two liveries floating about tonight. I'm sure there's going to be a tier or two flowing as well at some point. Scratch that up, but there you go, the Hyundai. Oh, getting himself on track. Championship leader. Hero Cram. Oh, somebody going mental backwards. R.A. Bobby. There is mocking the all black. R.I.P. Stephen Morrall. So it's not going to be a race, it is just going to be a single lap slow drive I think. I don't think I saw any talk of causing chaos. I know Steve would probably like a bit of chaos. He liked a bit of Dirty Beatles and British Bulldog they used to play. There it is, RIP Stephen Morrall in memory of P1RC Baggy 76. Drivers rocking P1 liveries tonight. This is happening across all lobbies as well. Big respect to all the MRC drivers. Fat Pickle's just warming his tyres up. Oh, that's not what I meant to press. That's what I meant to press. So again, it is just going to be a one lap slow drive. Evening Rick, how you doing? So here we go then, one lap tribute to Stephen Morrall, head honcho of P1RC, or P1 race community. You've seen P1 names and stuff splattered about the leagues and across my streams. Let's get ourselves to the back a little bit. Let's change that camera up a little bit if we can as well. It's not going to let me yet. Quite a few boys that knew Steve in this lobby. Mockin, Manny, Raffo, Potter, CJ, Aldo, Bobby. Not sure if Hirokram knew him. Fat Pickles, I'm not sure if Fat Pickles, I'm sure he's had a race or two against him. Yeah, he's played a big part as Baggy. Good to see the sim racing world do this sort of thing. P1 liveried Ferrari. Looking weeks then in the all black Hyundai. In the Ferrari. So there's probably going to be some burnouts and wheel spins and handbrake turns and Crash Bandicoot moments when the boys cross the line, but for the time being, nice easy lap round St. Croix, one of Baggy's favourites. Surprised you boys didn't decide on GR2s as well. GR2 Nissan Skylines, I think, was his fave. Bobby's gone for a very loud livery tonight. About in the background from Fat Pickles, the boys just warming their tyres up. Sounding good tonight, the GR4s. Towards this final corner then. Three wide as they come across the line. a big shout out to Steve. Baggy Snails. There we go, no burnouts. Very respectful finish. A lot of the time they pull up before the start-finish line. And like I say, burnouts and all sorts of stuff. Not tonight. So yeah, there he is, man himself, Stephen Morrall. Left us this week. Left a great big dent in the sim racing world. I know the P1 boys are struggling a bit. Me myself as well. I know CJ and Potter, both in a very similar position. All struggling a little bit with the loss of Baggy then. Right, let's get ourselves back in. Let's have a look at some scores actually before we get into this race. Just wipe a tear or two from my eye. I might be able to read the scores. So we are week 7, one more week to go. Fusion Elite. We've got 2 races for you guys tonight at Nordschleife and Suzuka. So plenty of points on offer before the end of the season. Hirakram is still leading the charge with 188 points. Right in the fields, you know it. Manny sitting in second. He's on 130 points. Fat Pickles Bro in third with 127 points. CJ in fourth with 123 points. Potter McPot fifth with 120 points. Very tightly packed in this midfield. 113 points for 6 Audi Ferry. 112 points on board for Danny in 7th. 105 points for Raffo in 8th and Mutt36 in 9th. Joker in 10th on 101 points. And then there's a little bit of a jump down. So from 10th to 2nd, there's only a 29 point deficit. Plenty of points on offer again before the end of the season. So then we jump down to 11th. P1 Don, he's got himself 80 points. White Shark C in 12th, he's got 60 points. LFC Fan in 13th has 48 points. And TRG Aldo, 14th position, 36 points. That's saying, yes it is. So Team Oliver Racing are actually leading the manufacturers, followed by Samsung, followed by Digital Car Culture, followed by Rockstar, Coca-Cola, Red Bull, We Are Driven and Google sitting at the bottom of the manufacturers, unfortunately, this season. Right, what do I need to do now? Come on, get it together. Back into the stream. Merch, people, merch. Look, stuff, look, merch. Enough of that. So, we've not missed the race. I've just seen all the boys out on track, but luckily it's still in practice mode. So, we've just seen the drivers who we've got in the room on that tribute lap. We've got Manny, Mockin, Raffo, Potter, CJ, Aldo, Bobby, Hirakram, Mutt36, Audi Ferry, Danny ST, and Fat Pickles Bro. 12 drivers out on the Nordschleife right now, just getting a little practice in before we kick off with race 1 tonight. It's a half-hour race. They can only use you tricky bleeders. Nordschleife with hards or mediums. Is that right? Or is that race 2? Is it softs and supers for this? I'm gonna have to get in and have a look, aren't I? Softs and supers. We've got qualifying to do yet. Oh my god. See, I'm all over the place tonight, people. Don't know what buttons I'm pressing. Come on. I'll tell you what. Oh my god. Get in there, people. Get in there, people. Come on. Get in there. Because guess what? Now my keys work. If you plug your keyboard in, it helps, doesn't it? Yeah, we are all here for each other, mate. You're right, you're right. It's a great big bunch of awesome lads in the sim racing community. MRC and P1 being two of the best groups I've known. Tanso and DK10 Racing, very close follow-up. Thank you, IGTS. Thank you very much, IGTSH. Audi Ferry is in the black car for in memory of Stephen. Again, we've seen Baggy in we've seen Mockin in one of those as well. And Fat Pickles also rocking the black livery tonight. Oh no. Oh, that was when he was in the Hyundai. Okay. Did see Mockin. Yeah, he's gone for all black as well. Dupe skins all round. Yep. Rig 2 showing the love for Hungary as well. So, as much as I've been chatting, they're still on outlaps. That's how long Nordschleife is. What are we looking at in the GR4s? Probably 8 minutes, pushing 9 maybe. Manny leading us round at the minute, just heading up to the carousel. Drops into that nicely. Danny ST then follows him through. Again, only on outlaps at the minute, people. Mockin almost gets himself out of the carousel. You don't want to be doing that. You want to keep yourself tucked right in there. So what are they going to see? 4 laps from a race, I think. Here are cramming that great big wide Citroen. It's going to be a difficult old beast to get past. That is Nordschleife, not the best of tracks for overtaking on. Makes CJ's little McLaren look relatively small. There is Audi Ferry in the screaming black Ferrari. Bobby, not quite sure what you've done to your car this week. Can't quite pick up on the bonnet there. What's it say? No, that's not what I want. No, answers on a postcard, whatever that says on Bob's bonnet. Pop then in another McLaren, 36 in that leery little Volkswagen Scirocco. Aldo in the Lamborghini. So 12 drivers for race 1 here tonight. I know there's some drivers possibly in other lobbies that can't make it, so maybe there's 1 or 2 in this lobby that will turn up for race 2, we'll see. To this back straight then, still on outlaps these boys. One or 2 drivers pretty close to each other, possibly gain a bit of an advantage if they stay there. It's really the only place with slipstream. There's 1 or 2 other places. Again, very, very difficult circuit to overtake on. Always usually means a little bit of grass for one driver or another. last little section as well, coming herring down that straight. Having to slam the brakes on before all these tight turns. Now we're into the hot laps then. Okay, so it is, yeah, 7.5, 8 minutes. Pushing now, already spent a bit of wear on those tyres. I'm sure there's one or two drivers that have taken their time a little bit to preserve them. Week's gone for the soft tyre for his Nords qualifying. Fat Pickles gone for the softs as well. Looking to make these tyres last here then. Softs on for Raffo, super softs on for Hirakram. CJ has also gone for super softs. Bobby has got turn 1 all wrong. Is that turn 1 or is that not even across? Where are you, Bob? Oh no, that's about turn 3, turn 4. A bit further down the circuit. Oh no, I was right. He did get it wrong out of turn 1. Out on the super soft himself, he's now got Potter closing up on him. I'm sure Potter was backing off a little bit to save his tyres and give himself plenty of space in front, and now he's got Bob just in front of him. Out on the super soft as well, Potter again took a slower out lap, so saved his tyres a little bit. He could benefit from Bob being as close as he is though, if he can catch up with Bob before that big long back straight. Look, 36 then, look. He's only done his out lap and he's blown a set of tyres out already. A front wheel drive Volkswagen. Just have to take your time on the out laps on tracks like this. Save those tyres a little bit. Aldo also put a fair bit of wear on those racing supers. Only just starting his flying lap. So not made any mistakes yet, Manny. He's got Danny ST closing up on him though. This is one of the sections where the overtake could happen on the circuit during the race. Oh, sorry, wrong corner. It's this section now. Apologies. So although it's not straight, it is absolutely full tilt. Pushing 140, just hitting 141 then Danny ST on that hunt for Manny. Again, we are on our hot laps for qualifying, so closes right up. Is Manny going to let him through? He does. They're now side by side as they run down to the right-hander before the carousel. Manny holds on to that position. Danny now carries that speed through, gets himself up front. Can now push. Get it. Manny wants to try and stick with him. Use that slipstream up the back straight. Maybe even a little bit of bump draft in between them. Fat Pickles just coming out of the carousel then. Oh, Mocking Weeks has got the carousel all wrong. Through there. Mocking trying to get himself back on track cleanly. He's now got Hirakram right up behind him. Mocking still having to drive slowly then. Now he can look to get himself back up to speed, but that has pretty much wrecked his qualifying. Depends if everybody else has managed to keep it on the black stuff. CJ not that far behind either. Audi Ferry just coming through the carousel. Pot just heading up the hill himself. Now, can Potter maintain his Nord's championship winning streak? He's well renowned as a Nordschleife master. Nearly couldn't say the words then. He's done, I would say, hundreds of hours around this circuit. I've done a fair few myself. .36 then, his front's absolutely hurting him now. There can't be allowing him to run too quick round here. So Bobby, who'd got it wrong in turn one, looks like he's given up on this one. Aldo, all four tyres hurt him. Just into the carousel himself. Danny ST then managed to get past Manny and has pulled a great big gap over him as well. I have no idea what time, what sort of qualifying times people are putting in. Put in what times? It's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be about 7.5 minutes then. A little bit less. To those last couple of tight turns. Danny ST then first man to cross the line in this qualifying session. Already over that 15-minute mark, so this will be it. So he takes pole position for now, 7:17.9. Manny's second then, 7:25. He gets beaten. Fat Pickles comes through, 7:10.4. 7.5 seconds quicker than Danny. Hirakram, he's going to stick in a pole sitting 7:02.9. Where else? Raffo. He's got himself third position then, 7:21.4. Drivers have chucked themselves out. CJ comes across the line, 7:17.8. Drivers chucking themselves in the pits to change the tyres, which is confusing me anyway. So Hirakram out on the softs for the actual race. Audi Ferry crosses the line in second, 7:09.8. Potter McPot, oh, why won't it let me go to Potter? He just crosses the line for a third position, 7:10.2. But Hirakram, what was it, 7:02? Disgusting time. So Hirakram on pole then, Audi Ferry second, Potter third, Fat Pickles in fourth, CJ fifth, Danny ST, oh. Drives are all over the place. CJ's got the decal on his car, good lad. So we'll have to wait till grid, I think, before we're going to actually know who's where. Like I say, a lot of drivers have chucked themselves out of the race or off the track and back into the pits to change the tyres. So race one, they have to use softs and super softs. They have to do a minimum of 3 laps on each, so an out lap, a hot lap and an in lap. Race two is a reverse grid and it's mediums and hard tyres only. Hirokram already quarter of the way around the track. 6.8 seconds faster than anybody else. Yeah, so it was a 7:02. Potomac Pop third then. He's on softs for stint 1. Fat Pickles going bonkers in 4th. 7:10.4. He's out on the softs as well. CJ on the softs for 5th. Danny ST super softs for 6th. Mutt 36 in 7th with the softs on. Raffo 8th, softs. 9th for Manny with the softs. 10th for Aldo with the softs. Softs for Mockin and super softs on for Bob. P2, yes, I believe you are. Nope. Where's Adi Ferry? Adi Ferry's in 10th. That's not right. We've got drivers here. I think we're having a restart. Chaos and Mayhem. Yeah, people are already out of the lobby. Okay. Chuck ourselves out, chuck ourselves back in. Yeah, positions weren't quite right there. Try that one again then. Get myself back in the lobby so we're not late to the race. Hopefully positions are correct this time. Point for pole. I was going to say Hirokram was 8th or something. And we know we put in a stormer, but Manny's trying to claim that pole. Again, he needs every point he can get. He's what 58 points behind. He needs Hirokram to have a terrible race though, but that mid-pack, plenty of points, plenty of positions could change. I say only 30, what is it, 31 points, 29 points between them. 10th and 2nd, something like that. Right, we go again then. Grid order correct this time. Hirokram on pole, Audi Ferry 2nd, Potter 3rd, Fat Pickles 4th, CJ 5th, Danny ST 6th, Mutt 36 in 7th, Raffo 8th. Manny in 9th, Mockin in 10th, Aldo in 11th, and Bobby in 12th. So we'll wait for them to get underway. Revs are up. They're away now. It's a good start by Hirokram. Looks like everybody's got away. He's been quick in that Citroen as well in most races this season. He's already pulled a second over Audi Ferry. Chased closely by 2 McLarens, Potter and Fat Pickles. Oh, CJ runs a little bit wide there. He's had to back off the throttle, puts himself under threat from Danny ST already. Raffo in 7th, then in the Ferrari. Mutt 36 in the Volkswagen in 8th. Manny 9th in the Ferrari. Aldo in the Lamborghini 10th. Bobby already made up a position, but trying to go airborne in that Hyundai. Oh, sorry, Lexus. It's Mockin in the Hyundai now at the back of the pack. Almost getting some air there as they crest that hill. Hirakram stomping it already. What are we? Minute and 15 seconds in, and he's got 2-second lead over Audi Ferry. Audi Ferry got Potter McPot and Fat Pickles still closing up on him a little bit. CJ's managed to close that gap up again. He's brought Danny ST with him though, so the four McLarens all closing up. There they go, another Ferrari in 7th then. A little bit of a gap developed, almost 2 seconds, 1.7. Oof, Raffo a little bit quick in there. Carries the speed through though. He's going to damage his tyres if he keeps driving like that, unfortunately. There is Mutt in that Volkswagen, hanging on to 7th position. See how long he can make those tyres last. Bobby driving the life out of that Lexus on those super soft tyres. Started from the back, already into 9th position. Mocking Weeks also up a couple of positions into 10th. Manny 11th, and Aldo now at the back of the pack in 12th. Hirakram nearly 3 seconds out front. Audi Ferry keeping himself out of danger for 2nd at the minute, still at 1.1 second gap between himself and Potter. He's on the super soft tyre though. We'll see what he can do with those versus these softs. And not far off the same pace at the minute. We'll have to see what the swap's like when they go in the pits. These McLarens take on the super softs, and the Ferrari takes on the soft tyre. And there is Hirakram disappearing off down the road. Still pretty closely packed. Danny ST lost a bit of time to CJ. Raffo just 1.4 seconds back. Mutt at 1.5 seconds back in 8th. Bobby 1.8 seconds back and closing. Again, thrashing that Lexus tonight. Mocking trying to hang on to him in the Hyundai. 2.2 seconds down though. But they're pulling all sorts of time. Aldo's managed to get past Manny. 5.9 seconds down from Mocking though. Manny, unfortunately, is 3.9 seconds down. Currently sitting in 2nd in the championship as well is Manny. So this not helping him. Not that it's looking like it matters really. Hirakram just making it look easy. Loses a bit of time to Audi Ferry through the carousel. Potter McPotter's closed right up on Audi Ferry as well. He's pulled a little bit of a time between himself and Fat Pickles. And McLaren pack just stretching out a little bit. Potter looking to close that gap up on Audi Ferry, just outside of slipstream range. Again, not many places to put that to good use here either. Exploring those track limits though, Potter looking to close that gap up. Just within that slipstream range. Will gain a 10th or 2 on some of these straights. Gets the gap down to 0.5. Pulls a little bit more time over Fat Pickles. Tricky corner. Absolutely neck and neck, Potter and Audi Ferry at the minute. Both on the hunt for the elusive Hirakram. Can't even see him on track. Look, that's how far ahead he is. There he is, just up the hill. Potter keeps himself in touch with Audi Ferry. Only a couple of corners to go. Closes that gap down a little bit more. Needs to stick within that slipstream range to benefit of this long straight. He's got to be careful he doesn't get the move done too early and allow Audi Ferry to come back at him. Whoa! Potter, amazing bit of driving, keeps himself in that slipstream range even with a bit of tail happy action. So it's not working for him though. The the Ferrari is just a little bit quicker than Potter. Still pulling time. Potter was just within slipstream, but it's not helping him. That Audi is just pulling away. 1,000th by 1,000th. Potter will need to be closer next lap. Get a better drive out of that final turn. Hirakram then crosses the line to take lap 1. Audi Ferry follows him through, 4.3 seconds down. Potter in third, right behind Audi Ferry. Fat Pickles has closed that gap back up as well, down to 0.8 of a second. CJ now 1.8 down. He has still got Danny ST for company. Are you both Team Rockstar? Yes, you are. So will you work together? Will you battle for positions? 5th and 6th at the minute for Team Rockstar in the McLarens. Bobby made up another position. He's all over the back of Raffo here, looking for 7th. Got himself past Mutt 36 in the Volkswagen. 13.5 seconds down from race leader though. I don't think anybody's catching Hirakram tonight in race 1. Now Bob slots one up the inside. Tricky place. There are positions. Raffo backs off on the run up the hill then. Allows Bob to come through. Bob did have the inside line. Bob now pushing for 6th. 4.5 seconds down though. We'll keep an eye on that gap. Raffo now 8th. Mutt 36 in 9th. He's now got Mocking Weeks for company as well in that Hyundai. Rocking the black livery for Stephen Morrall tonight, as is Audi Ferry. Manny in 11th has got himself back past Aldo. Aldo's got it wrong somewhere. He was about 3 seconds ahead of Manny. Hirakram in his spaceship, just hovering around this circuit. Ferry still hung on to that second position. Potter McPot doing everything he can to try and close that gap back up. Fat Pickles has made a little mistake. He's dropped out of slipstream range from Potter. The gap now at 1.7. Danny ST has got his way past CJ into 5th then for Danny. Racing super soft versus racing soft could have been the reason. Again, we'll see how those tyres last. Bobby 7th, 4.4 down still. Whoa, a little bit hot into the hairpin. Holds it together though, loses a bit of time to that chase for CJ in 6th. Raffo 8th, 1.2 seconds back, still in that Ferrari. Mutt under increased pressure from Mocking Weeks then into 10th and pushing for 9th at the minute. Mocking just 0.4 of a second back, gets a good drive out here as well. Nowhere to go just yet. Tight right-hander coming up. Oh, could have slipped one up the inside. He does do. Carries the speed through. 36 loses a position then down into 10th. Mocking into 9th. He's 4.1, nearly 4. It is 4.2 seconds back from Raffo. A lot of work to do if he's looking for positions here tonight then. Mocking. But 36 keeps himself in check with that Hyundai. Again, for how much longer? His... Oh, he's gone for softs for stint 1, okay. So Manny 11th, 14.5 seconds down, and another 15 seconds down to Aldo in 12th. Hirakram just continues to stretch his lead. 5.8 seconds, 5.9 seconds, 6 seconds. 6.1, that's how quick he's gaining. Audi Ferry is back under threat from Potter here. Keeping that gap the same as it was, about 0.6. To get a better drive out of that final turn, Potter, to have another go at Audi Ferry on that long back straight. Interesting to see when they decide to come in for tyres. It'll be about halfway point when they come in at the end of this lap. Are they going to do a halfway stop? Potter closing up on Audi Ferry, backs off though. Through the left-hander on the way down to the mini carousel. Potter closing up again, keeps himself right under that rear wing of the Ferrari. Tiny bit quicker, needs to keep the speed through this section. He did get it a little bit wrong last time, and does 0.3 of a second. Now, is this where we see the McLaren get the move done on the Ferrari? Still closing up, 0.2 of a second. Has he got the legs once it comes out of the slipstream though? There he goes, around the outside. Side by side then. Potter is going to carry that speed. Whether it's going to be enough to hold on to that position before the end of this straight. Looks like the Ferrari just coming back at Potter. Potter got that slight advantage through that little kink to the left, and does get himself back into second. Manages to make his way past Audi Ferry then. Nobody in the pits this lap. Looking like they're quite happy on the super softs for 3 laps. So where's Hirakram now? 6.5 seconds up the road. And still pulling time, 6.7 seconds. Potter McPot then into that second position on the racing softs versus Audi Ferry behind him on the super softs, whose tyres don't actually look that much different to Potter's. Done well to hold on to those super softs then, Audi. They've pulled a massive great gap over Fat Pickles now though, 6.4 seconds. CJ's got himself back past Danny ST as well into 5th. Danny ST 6th. Oh, Bob. Well held, Bob. Look like you're almost backwards then. But Danny ST holds on to 6th then. Loses that position to CJ. Holds onto it by the skin of his teeth from Bob. Still making up positions then, Bob, or looking for them at least. So Raffo in 8th. A long way down now, 19.1 seconds. Mutt 36, another 11.5 down. He has stopped though. He's come in, he's stuck his super softs on board. Can he make those last 2 laps? Mocking Week's 10th then, also stopped, fresh set of supers on. Manny not stopped, he's got one set of softs. Aldo again not stopped, he's stayed out on his soft tyres. Only 1 or 2 drivers stopped then at the halfway point. Hirakram continues to pull time, 7.2 seconds over Potter. Potter has still got a mirror full of Audi Ferry in that Ferrari. Let's give ourselves a Potter's eye view. There is the menacing black Ferrari chasing Potter down. Oh, soft tyres just giving out a little bit on him there. Just gives Potter enough breathing room to try and make a break now. 1.2 seconds from Audi Ferry. Soft tyres just starting to pull the time over Audi Ferry supers. So the gap extending then up to 1.5 seconds. Potter now 6.4 seconds down from race leader. Plenty of space between themselves and 4th as well. Fat Pickles at 8.3 seconds down. Not stopped yet though as Fat Pickles. 7.6. Bob's being a maniac. He's got himself through into 5th position. Again, not stopped yet, nor has Danny ST, nor has CJ. These 3 having a right old battle here then. Bobby driving well in that Lexus, even with worn super softs. Close up again as they head towards the carousel. Everyone holding it together through there. Bob leaving a tiny bit early, but he keeps it pointing in the right direction. They are just starting to stretch out. Bob then creeping away from these 2. Driving the life out of that Lexus tonight is Bob. Meanwhile, Hirakram is losing time to Potter. 5.7 seconds. Maybe a little mistake setting in. Potter's not putting a supersonic lap. He's pulled more time over Audi Ferry, but it does look like it's mistakes creeping in from Hirakram. The gap come down to 5.9 seconds. Potter pushing that McLaren on those softs then. Is it going to be enough? They've got to stop and take on that last set of tyres. Obviously the 3-lap rule doesn't apply here, being as they're only going to do 4 laps. Potter takes another couple of tenths out, 5.6 seconds. Is it tyre wear issues for Hirakram, or is it just a little bit of a mistake setting in? Through the mini carousel he goes. That gap still coming down. Potter now 5.4 seconds back. Again, with only 9 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock, it's going to be a tall order for Potter to get that 5 seconds down. To pull another tenth or 2 over Audi Ferry as well. That gap up to 2 seconds. That gap visibly come down. It is 4.9 seconds. Potter is thrashing that McLaren. how he's managed to get past Audi Ferry. Seems like the McLaren has found its feet. Huracan must be seeing that time as well. That's got to be worrying him a little bit, considering he was just pulling time, and pulling time, and now all of a sudden he's losing time. Huracan comes in, Potter comes in, Audi Ferry comes in, Fat Pickles will be next in. Going for the 1 lap, maybe 2 lap blast. Danny ST will be in as well, or will he? Yeah. CJ will be in, closely followed by Bob. So Bob's been off track somewhere, picked himself a penalty. CJ goes in then, Bobby goes in. Raffo will be in this lap. Mocky Weeks has already stopped. Huracan is already out the pits. Audi Ferry back out the pits. Potter McPot back out the pits, but Audi Ferry's jumped him. Right, let's go and have a look at that. Huracan holds, is extended 7.4 seconds lead. Here, Audi Ferry managed to get back out in front of Potter then. Potter taking on a tiny little bit more fuel than Audi Ferry. So loses that second position, but he keeps himself right under that rear wing of Audi's. Looking for any kind of mistake. Both drivers on fresh tyres though. Potter on that super soft tyre was driving quicker than Audi Ferry when the tyre was swapped, so we'll see. He'll be looking for a way past Audi Ferry as soon as he possibly can. He's going to struggle even now to close that gap up on Huracan. 8.1 seconds out on the super soft tyre as well, so this thing will be absolutely flying for the first half of the lap, maybe the first lap. Oh, Potter, he did manage to get his way past Audi Ferry, but he's lobbed himself in the sand, and that's now him out of the battle for second. He'll have a Fat Pickles closing up on him pretty quickly as well. That gap's gone from about 15 seconds down to about 7 pretty damn quickly. Mocky Weeks then through into 5th position. Can he make those supers last till the end? Mutt 36 also stopped a lap early into 6th. Danny ST pretty close behind him on a fresh set of softs. CJ on the super softs now as well, as is Bobby. Bobby's still got that penalty to lose though. He did drive the hell out of that thing in the first stint. Let's see what he's got in stint 2. Raffo stopped. Super softs on board, 10th. Aldo 11th on the supers. Manny now at the back of the pack in 12th. Huracan. There you go, look, 10-second lead. Audi Ferry. Clean track in front and behind now. 4.3 seconds back to Potter. Fat Pickles not been able to close that gap up. Actually lost a little bit more time to Potter now. 7.9 seconds the gap. Mocky Weeks still only 4.1 back himself though. Closing that gap up either. Danny ST. He's got past Mutt into 6th then. Danny Mutt in 7th. His tyres already hurting. He's got CJ 5.8 seconds down, but CJ's got a mirror full of Bob at the minute. Both drivers on the super soft tyre as well. CJ hold on to 8th. Bobby's pressing him. CJ's run a little bit wide. He goes a bit squirrely out of that turn, but he does hold that position. Nowhere for Bob to get past at the minute. Big long straight here though. Closes up on CJ. CJ going to allow him through. Is he going to hold him up? A little bit of bump drafting. Just try and push them both down the track a little bit. CJ holds on to 8th though, but Bob is sticking right with him. Still got that penalty to lose though as Bob. Bob risking it. Keeps himself right there with CJ though. Maybe also looking for a move up the back straight here, Bob. Nowhere for him to go this time. Cram continues to pull time on those super softs. 11 seconds over Audi. Potter though, Potter's coming back. He's not out of this race yet. 3 seconds the gap between himself and Audi Ferry. That was at 4.2. That gap's coming down as well. 2.8. Whoa, Potter on those super soft tyres, chasing down the softs on Audi Ferry's Ferrari. Are these boys going to cross the line and see another lap? They've put enough fuel on as if they will. This gap's still at 2.9 seconds though. Potter chopping those corners, looking for a shorter run. Staying the same at the minute, 2.8 seconds. Potter will be able to carry a little bit more speed through that turn. Does dip a wheel on the grass, but that doesn't drop his speed too much. Just hovering about the same, 2.5. They are going to see another lap here. Hero Cram already into these last couple of corners. Crosses the line with an almost 11-second lead. Audi Ferry then holds second. Potter at Pot still looking for that position. Gap at 2.5 still. Final lap then, all or nothing for Potter. Fat Pickles, 11.5 seconds out of that fight. He's managed to hold and pull a bit more time over Mocking Weeks as well. Mocking stopped a lap earlier than Fat Pickles, so tyres hurting a little bit. See he's sliding through turns. 36 has dropped himself in the pits. Oh, he's out of fuel. He's not going to see the end of the race unless he stops for fuel. It's going to wreck his race. So Potter is absolutely driving the life out of this McLaren. The gap down to less than 2 seconds, 1.9. Final lap here at Nordschleife in race 1. Potter pressing as hard as he can. Managed to get past Audi Ferry in lap 3. Fortunately, made a little bit of a mistake. Sorry, it was lap 2. Just before they went in the pits. So are into final lap then. What have we got fight wise going on? Aldo has already crossed the line, as has Raffo and Manny, so Aldo takes 10th, Raffo takes 11th, Manny takes 12th, unfortunately unable to cross the line before The timer ticked over. Here a cram. 12.2 seconds lead over Audi. Audi Ferry though, slowly seeing that McLaren get bigger and bigger in his rearview mirror. Gap down to 1.7 seconds. Still plenty of life left in Audi Ferry's softs. Potter's super soft will definitely last until the end of the race. He'll be able to still push hard on those. He's not gaining enough time on Audi Ferry at the minute though. 1.8 seconds still the gap. So no real battles on track apart from Audi Ferry and Potter at the minute. Everybody else stretched right out. Mutt 36 has had to take a late stop for fuel, so that's put him right out of any kind of battles. Here are cramming his spaceship. 13-second lead. Audi Ferry holding on to second. That gap come down again, 1.5. Through those twisty sections. Potter closes up. Ooh, a little bit wide through there. Loses a 10th. Hear the Audi screaming in the background. Gap back up to 1.7. About the halfway point of this circuit then. Potter's really got to push then if he wants this position. He's got to look to close that gap up before that long straight. There is the gap. 1.6. Potter still putting in purple sectors though. Down to 1.5. Gets a good drive out of the carousel. Or up towards the carousel, sorry. Into the carousel he goes now. Again loses a bit of time through there. Gap concertina in between 1.7 and back down to 1.5 then. 1.4. Potter can sense that position. 1.2 seconds. Another purple sector for Potter. Pushing hard through there then. Gap down to a second. Running out of corners then Potter. He only needs to get within that slipstream range. But by the time they hit this back straight, down to 0.9. Another 10th or 2 maybe. Everyone's rooting for Potter. Gap still at 0.9. Only a few corners left. Tight section coming up now. Gap down to 0.7. Potter really pushing this McLaren. Audi Ferry doing everything he can on those semi-worn softs. Potter on the supers. There it is, another purple sector from Potter. Gap down to 0.6. He's within striking distance. Just needs to hang on to these next couple of corners. Goes for a tiny short shift through there. Just make sure he's got enough fuel for this long attack. Gap still at 0.5. Through the shank. Potter keeps it in check. Both drivers looking for a good exit here. Both drivers get it. Gap still at 0.4. It is closing though. Down to 0.3. Has the McLaren got the legs before the bridge? Everybody willing Potter to get this position. He swings himself out to the left hand side then, side by side with Audi Ferry. Has he kept the position? Has he kept the position? He has. He puts his car right in the middle of the track. Nowhere for Audi Ferry to go then. He's just got to control it around these last couple of corners, Potter. Don't spin the rear end up. Oh, they're going to be side by side. Potter just clipped the wall on the way through there. Audi Ferry looked to come back up the inside. It was a great battle there between Audi Ferry and Potter. I've got to say though, Potter drove the hell out of that thing. Damn. And just for the giggles of it, he's got fastest lap with that one as well. 7:02.1 for him. He'll be happy with that. So Hirakram does take the win. Sorry we didn't see you cross the line, mate, but Potter and Audi Ferry battle was far too exciting. Second then for Potter, Audi Ferry for third, Fat Pickles fourth, Mocking Weeks takes fifth, Danny ST sixth, CJ takes seventh, Bobby's going to come home for eighth, losing time right at the end there. Just wait for Mutt 36, who unfortunately had to take a late stop due to running out of fuel. And a handbrake across the line. Why not? One for Steve. So yeah, another convincing win there by Hirakram, but yeah, what a battle between Potter and Audi Ferry. That was pretty much all race. Audi Ferry kept that second position for most of it. Potter was hot on his tail. Did manage to get past him one or two sections, but then lost it in the didn't lose it, but lost the position when they went in the pits. Also managed to just get himself back past Audi Ferry and then binned it in a gravel trap. Ended up 4.5 seconds down with 2 laps to go, and yeah, drove the living daylights out of that McLaren, closed that gap up, and as you just saw, took the position on the very last straight. Fantastic drive there by Potter. Obi-Wan saying congratulations, top 3. Go on, says Michael Hepburn. I'm not saying that, it could get misconstrued. Get my channel turned off or something. You know what it's like at the minute, cancel culture and all that. But yeah, great battle at the end there, great battle. So we can have a bit of a break and then we jump into, what time is it now? It's probably going to be about 10 past when we start race 2 over at Suzuka. And it will be reverse grid as well. And they have to use the hards and the mediums only. So that spices things up. They have to drive a second car as well. So it's a 2-car series. Whichever car you chose to race in race 1 week 1 is the car you have to race in or race 1 every week. And the same for car you chose in race 2. That's it. Whatever you picked, you've got to stick with that. You are allowed 1 car change throughout the season. I'm not sure if it costs you points or not, but oh, there you go. That's why Hirakram was losing a bit of time. Almost ran out of fuel. Nearly missed his fastest lap attempt. Well, he did miss his fastest lap attempt because Potter took it. Solid drive from Mockin. Yeah, he came in a lap early. I thought he was going to be under pressure with that the drivers on the fresher tyres. But yeah, he held his own. Came in 5th. Now we have Suzuka. Hard tyres through 130R. Enjoy. Bobby's left the room and Aldo's left the room. Interesting. I wonder if they've gone to chop a livery over or something. Yeah, it's good to see 12 drivers on track for Nordschleife. A lot of drivers hate it. So yeah, it's good to see a good turnout on that track. How you lot all doing tonight anyway, people? Obviously all dealing with the loss of Steve. I think you lot are in a chat, aren't you? I might chuck myself in that afterwards once I've finished this and I'm about ready to take my medicine. I'll stick myself in a chat if you lot still online. So yeah, another half an hour race coming up here at Suzuka. Have we been given a time of start? Don't think so. No, not yet. Somebody's just getting it wrong through a spoon there. There you go, Potter in his second car choice, the M3 BMW. Hirakram in the Lexus for race 2. Fat Pickles also in the Lexus for race 2. Now there's the black livery. 36 in that Renault, really good on tyre wear is that Renault. Raffo in another BMW. Audi Ferry in an Audi, also black livery as well, thank you sir. Potomac Pot we've just seen in the M3. CJ also in an M3. Mocking Weeks in the Ferrari, taking shortcuts. There you go. Yeah, it was a great race between Potter and Audi Ferry, wasn't it? I thought Audi had it in the bag, to be honest. Once Potter had binned it, I thought that was it. But yeah, he did a great job to bring that back and bring the fight back to Audi Ferry. Take the position off him right at the end. Didn't know whether the McLaren had the legs without the slipstream though over the Ferrari. So again, it was a close call on that one. Danny ST just peeling himself back on track, also in the M3. Manny, what are you in the Aston? Oh, there you go, rocking the AC PMP logo. That's the disease that Steve died from. I can't even say it. He's got Baggy on the bonnet as well. Good lad. There he is, man himself, P1 head honcho Steve Morrall. Sadly passing this week. So yeah, a lot of tributes happening from people who he never drove with, or you know, or he'd met or chatted to. Just other people have seen how much it's affected the sim racing world, and you know, they've had to make a comment. That's how much of an impact he had. Big shout out to the family as well. Debbie, I'm sure you're going through it right now. Okay, Potter giving us the ready signal. I think, are we still missing an Aldo? Still missing an Aldo and a Bob. Too late. Down to 10 drivers for race 2 then. So another 30-minute blast here at Suzuka. Reverse grid. And they can only use the mediums and the hard tyres here. So Manny's going to lead us away in the Aston Martin. Raffo in the BMW in second. Mutt 36 in the Renault in third. CJ in fourth. Revs up then. Let's let them get underway. Make sure everyone gets off the line. It's a good start by Manny. It's a great big pile of wheel spin from somebody behind. All heading down towards turn 1 then. Manny leads everyone through. Mutt looking for a way around the outside of Raffo. Now the inside line, slots himself into second then. Raffo now third, CJ fourth, Mockin in fifth, Potter sixth, Hirakram up into seventh already. Audi Ferry in eighth, Fat Pickles ninth, and Danny ST in 10th. So Manny leading us round then. Under threat from Mutt 36 though. Again, that little Renault has looked pretty good this season. Manny's going to hold the line into the hairpin. Mutt 36 tries to slot one up the inside, not quite enough space there. Manny just holding that car in the centre of the track on the run-in. Everyone concertina in. Looks like Danny ST's got the hairpin wrong. Let's just go back and have a look at that. Yes, I thought so. Danny ST just going for the move on Fat Pickles. Just went to slot himself up the inside and just outbraked himself and slid onto the sand he went. So now sitting at the back of the pack, but Manny holding on to that lead though. Mutt 36 all over the back of him as they run up the hill towards 130R. Fast corner here. 36 closes back up as they head into the Casino Triangle chicane. Someone's gone wide through 130R as well. So starting to pull time then, Manny and Mutt. Potter McPot into third. Hirakram right on his tail for fourth though. Come on, change the camera. Potter having to go defensive. BMW versus Lexus here. Drags himself back over to the racing line. Can Potter fend off a very, very quick Hirakram? Audi Ferry up into 5th. CJ 6th. Fat Pickles in 7th. Raffo in 8th. Danny ST in 9th. Oh! Mocking Weeks backwards in turn 1 for 10th. It could have been Mocking that got it wrong in 130R as well, because he's a long way down. What tyres are you on as well, sir? Hard tyres. Yeah, that could be half the reason. So Manny continues to lead then. Mutt 36 is still right there with him. Oh, a little bit slow out of the Degner 2 there for Manny. That's allowed Mutt to slot his way through. Potter then and Hirakram starting to close up on these two. 1.6 seconds the gap. Oh, Potter a little deep through there. Hard tyres. He spun the rears up a little bit. Hirakram also on the hard tyres. Potter does just keep it in front of him though. For Hirakram to go at the minute into Spoon then. Now can he get a good run up the hill? Get ourselves on board. Potter McPotting out in 3. He's got a decent drive out of Spoon. Now Hirakram starts to close up. Not enough before 130R though. Carries the speed through. Looking to make a move into the Casino chicane maybe. No, not quite close enough. Potter keeping that car as wide as he possibly can. Now you might see an attack here from Hirakram. You may see another position change just in front as well. Manny on the hunt for that first on Mutt. He's not managed to make it work. Potter McPot holds on to that third as well. CJ into 5th, 2.4 seconds down. Audi Ferry another 2.3 seconds down in 6th. Fat Pickles 7th, 1.1 back from Audi Ferry. Another second back for Raffo in 8th. 15 seconds down for Mocking Weeks. He has managed to get that position back off Danny ST though. So Danny's got it wrong somewhere. He's put himself backwards and that's allowed Mocking Weeks to come through and regain a position. 36 then still leading. Manny has not let him disappear yet. Potter McPot and Hirakram are closing that gap up, 0.7 of a second back. Sold one with it. Duh. Alright. Top 4 then. Oh, Hirakram goes a little bit wide on the way out of the hairpin. He does keep it pointing in a straight line, but that does give Potter tiny bit of breathing room for the next few corners. What 36 then? 0.8 of a second over Manny. Manny under pressure here from Potter. Get ourselves on with Potter. There is Hirakram. He's also in slipstream range, but they're all gaining off Mutt in front. Manny closes up on Mutt. Potter closes up on Manny. All into 130R. Potter backs off early. Doesn't want to make a mistake into there. CJ in the background in 5th. Holds on to it. Hirakram looking around the outside of Potter here. Oh, not quite able to get past. Got to be careful he doesn't pick up a penalty for that, Hirakram. Gets away with it, but it's slowed them down. That's allowed CJ to close up. Side by side for first and second as well. Looks like Manny's got the position unless Mutt can hold it on the inside. He can't. Manny's already through. Potter on this final podium position holds it from Hirakram at the minute. Slow drive out there for Mutt, and Manny allows Potter to close up and Hirakram. This will all just help CJ close the gap up as well. Manny up front then. Mutt 36 second. Potter 3rd. Hirakram 4th. Absolutely neck and neck these two. Mutt. Oh, Manny's got it all wrong. He's lost the lead. Mutt's gone through. Potter was almost taken out and he's somehow managed to hold that position from Hirakram. I don't know how, but he has. Into 2nd then for Potter. 3rd place for Hirakram. Manny into 4th. CJ now bolted onto the back end of this fight. Mutt at 36 now up front with a tiny bit of breathing room. 1.2 seconds. Can he put that to good use in that Renault? CJ on the back of this fight. He's got Manny for a tow now. Audi Ferry in 6th, another 3.7 seconds down. 2.8 down for Raffo. He's under threat from Fat Pickles though, right behind him. Now are we going to see Fat Pickles go for a move up the hill? Just half a second back. Gap coming down as well. Maybe not close enough into 130R. A little dab of brake allows Rafa to hold on to it. Not going to be close enough now to make a move into the casino chicane. Looking for a good run on the way out of here though. A little bit sideways on the way out of the chicane. He does keep himself in check with Raffo though. Now we're going to see a move closing up on the M3 in front. Swings himself. Oh no, they're going to actually help each other out. Try and close that gap up on Audi Ferry in front. 36 has already chucked himself in the pits. He wants rid of those soft tyres ASAP. Get off. Down into 8th now then from the lead of the race. Hirakram has got his way past Potter. Down that start-finish straight then. Kept himself right in slipstream range. What can he do now? On the hard tyre, both of these drivers. Manny now 1.7 seconds down. CJ hanging on to him though. Just 0.3 back. Looking for a way past then, CJ. Still kicking off up front as well. Potter is right behind Hirakram as they run into the hairpin. Potter got the back end stepped out on that BMW again. You can see the gap just stretching out a little bit between himself and Hirakram. 0.5 of a second. Still getting a toe down here though into Spoon is Potter. Gap coming down a tiny little bit. Again, sliding in that BMW. Tyres not working as well. Pulls a 10th over Potter as they run up the hill. Again, Potter will get a little bit of a toe, but Hirakram has kept that gap pretty much as it was when they were at the bottom. Potter runs wide, he's got to be careful. Sticking hard tyres on that AstroTurf can be a terrible, terrible thing. He loses time to Hirakram. Gap almost at a second. Hirakram comes in the pits. Potter follows him in. Manny stays out. CJ stays out. Audi Ferry stays out. Raffo stays out. Fat Pickles stays out. So Potter, Hirakram, Mud 36 has already stopped. Who else are we waiting for? Mocking Weeks already stopped as well. Danny ST out on the mediums now also. So Manny leads then just half a second over CJ. Both drivers on the hard tyre. Headed down towards Degner's. Degner 1. That's where we saw Manny get it a little bit wrong. Through Degner 2 cleanly this time though. In the background, Audi, Ferry and Raffo getting a little bit close. Raffo making a mistake coming out of Degner 2 though. Slowed him down, it's brought him under threat from Fat Pickles. Mutt 36 into 6th position. Now got Hirakram as the next chase car. Potter McPot lost a bit of time then, 2.1 seconds down from Hirakram. Mocking Weeks 17.1 seconds down. Had a couple of off-track moments though as Mocking Weeks. As has Danny ST, so both drivers a fair chunk down at the minute. So Manny holds that lead then, gets a second over CJ. CJ not able to benefit up that hill. Both drivers probably going to throw themselves in the pits this lap. No, Manny stays out. CJ does come in this lap though. Audi Ferry follows him in. Fat Pickles follows him in. Raffo follows him in. So it is still Mutt 36 up front provisionally as Manny's not stopped, but Hirakram gets a good drive out of that casino. There you go, look at the speed he's carrying in that Lexus past the Renault. Potter McPot, unfortunately, way off this fight now. Oh, Hirakram making a tiny mistake, leaving the door open, Mutt having to go back at him. Slows both drivers down, brings Potter slightly closer to this action again. Hirakram just looking to get himself away. Try and close up whatever gap he can on this man here. He's 18.3 seconds up the road at the minute. Yet to stop though is Manny. Second then from the back of the grid. Muck 36 just keeping himself in check, 0.6 of a second down. Potter trying to hang on, 1.7 seconds down now in fourth. There is CJ in fifth, just 1.8 seconds down himself from Potter. Howdy Ferry, Degner 2 a little bit wide. 7.7 seconds down. He's going to put himself under pressure from Fat Pickles now. To the hairpin with just 1.2 seconds between them. Less than that. Great exit out of there for Fat Pickles. Possibly dirty tyres still on for Audi Ferry. Gap down to 0.6 of a second between these two. Raffo then holding 2.8 seconds down. Into Spoon he goes. Mocking Weeks 3.4 seconds down. He's got a little bit of a penalty to lose. Danny ST 21 seconds down. Man, he stops out again on those hards. Hiracram's bringing that time down. We'll see what that does for him when Manny comes in the pits. He's pulling time over Muck 36. Gap to 1.5 seconds. Both drivers pulling time over Potter. Potter under threat here for fourth. Just holds on to it. CJ getting right up to the back end of Potter then before they hit that start-finish straight. M3 versus M3 now. It could all be about what rims they're rocking. Got to say, Potter's looked the blingiest at the minute. Audi Ferry then sixth. He's managed to keep that gap between himself and Fat Pickles. He's extended it. In fact, it was 1.1. He managed to get it down to 3/4 of a second, didn't he, out of the hairpin. It's now 1.5 seconds. Raffo then just 1.5 seconds back himself in that BMW. In 3.2 down, still a little bit of a penalty to lose. Purple sectors from him though. Danny ST 10th, way down though, 23.3 unfortunately. Manny still rolling around on these worn hards. Lost a lot of time to Hiracram behind him, that gap down to 15 seconds. In the pits this lap though. M4 versus M4. Is it M4? I thought they were the M3s. Manny falling down the order. We'll see where he gets released from the pits though. Might end up right in the middle of a battle. There he is, just being released now. Where's he going to come out? At the back of the CJ Potter fight. Fresh set of medium tyres on board. 11, just under 12 minutes remaining. A 3.3-second lead. He's pulled over Mutt 36 as Hiracram. Mutt 36 has got Potter and CJ side by side out of the S's. You've got to be careful. Manny's slowly closing up on him as well. On board with Manny then, currently sitting in fifth. Chasing down those two BMWs of Potter and CJ in front. He's got Mutt 36 just in front of those two as well. Down to 1.3 seconds. Oh, CJ almost slung one up the inside there. Potter gets the better drive through the hairpin though. Manny has got that gap down to less than a second then between himself and CJ. CJ just off the back end of Potter. Can Manny make these fresh mediums work for him? Gets a good drive out of Spoon as well. Benefiting from that drive, fresh tyres and the toe up the hill. Gap down to 0.6. Potter through 130R, CJ through 130R, Manny through 130R. Manny's gone a little bit deep though. He's managed to just hold on to it. Potter McPot also carrying far too much speed in there. Gets a bit wobbly on the way in. Manny just loses a couple of tenths there though, unfortunately. Trying to gather that back up into the chicane. That gap stretches back up to 1.1 seconds. But this battle still raging here. Potter and... Oh, Potter's run deep into the first turn as well. He was lucky to keep that pointing in a straight line. CJ gets through onto that final podium position then. Potter McPot got another drive to try and gain that back. He's still got Manny just there in the background as well on those fresher tyres. There is Mutt 36 just in front. Brought that gap down to 1.7 seconds. Possibly a mistake or two set in by Mutt 36. Gap at 1.6 then. Can CJ close that up before the end of the race? 9 minutes left on the clock. Potter then fourth under pressure from Manny for that position. Just half a second back with that little mistake from Potter. Potter's also bringing that time back down between himself and CJ. Oof. Again, a little bit tail happy out of the hairpin. Manny closing up on Potter again. Stick with this fight up the hill, then we'll go and see what else is happening. Just 0.4 of a second back then, Manny, as they exit Spoon. Visibly closer this time. Potter keeping his car right in the middle of the track. Manny goes up the inside then, carrying good speed as well. Nothing Potter can do about that. He's got to hope he holds it on this track though. Almost. Has a think, and he does, has a look back up the inside into the chicane, side by side on the way through there. Potter gets that position back. Oh, he picks up a penalty. It did look like he went a little bit tight through that chicane, so he's got that half a second penalty to drop. Manny coming back at him though. Looking to run around the outside, Potter on the inside. Exploring those track limits, Manny. Potter holds the line though, gets a little bit squirrely out of there. Tiny bit of contact maybe. There's a proper punch up here for fourth position at the minute. Audi Ferry in sixth then. 8.1 seconds down. Fat Pickles another 2.3 seconds down from him. Raffo another 2.3 down. Mocking Weeks just coming in the pits. He's getting rid of those medium tyres. Danny ST's already gone through then. So he takes ninth for the time being. So Hirakram stomping it as he did in race one. 7.4 second lead. Do we think he's got a computer hooked up to his console? He's got his computer running it. Oh, CJ's all over the back end of Mutt though. That's not the button I wanted. CJ's got a good run out the hairpin. He's got the inside line as they run down into Spoon as well. Through he goes. Will Mutt be able to make the move back up the hill? Sticking right with CJ. CJ gets a good drive out of Spoon though. Is it going to be enough? Just quarter of a second between them. There is the Potter and Manny battle in the background. Manny has got himself past Potter. Mutt 36 not in a position to make a move back on. CJ here though. Potter is still holding that fifth. He's got a penalty to lose as well. CJ gets a good drive out through there as well. Pulls time over Mutt 36. Oh, Potter and Manny going to be able to close up on Mutt. CJ pulling a big chunk of time on him now. 3/4 of a second. Manny just 1.6 seconds down, being closely chased by Potter. 0.6 of a second back. Still got penalties to lose though, Potter. Audi Ferry 8.5 seconds down. Another 2 seconds down, 3 seconds down, sorry, for Fat Pickles. Nobody gaining any time really. Danny ST making up that position, but Mocking Weeks back out the pits, fresh set of mediums on, and only 6 seconds down from Danny. So we'll see whether he can hold on to that 9th. 4.5 minutes remaining. Convincing lead here by Hirakram, 8.5 seconds. CJ second, also quite comfortably. Now got a second himself over Mutt 36. Mutt 36 though is slowly coming under pressure. Oh, Potter getting the hairpin wrong there again. Mutt 36 coming under pressure from Manny here, just 1.1 seconds back. Potter really struggling on those mediums now, I think. I want to stick with Manny for the time being. He is getting closer to Mutt 36. Gets a good drive through Spoon. I think Mutt 36 just getting a toe off of CJ in front. But that is helping Manny as well. Manny being pulled along with this train. Gap down to 0.3 of a second. Closes up again into the chicane. It's a good exit here. Get a run on Mutt 36 down to turn 1. And gets a fantastic drive out. Not a touch of wheel spin. Closes up on Mutt 36 then. Sweeps around the right hand side. Again, just carrying too much speed for the Renault. Into third he goes then for Manny. CJ in second. Only 1.3 seconds up the road from Manny. See what he can do in the next 2.5 minutes. He has got Mutt 36 for company though. Potter McPot, unfortunately, losing more and more time, 4.6 seconds down from that 4th place man Mutt. He's now only 6.8 in front of Audi Ferry, whose rear tyres look absolutely perfect. Fat Pickles losing a bit more time, down to 4.3 seconds. Raffo's closed that gap up, 1.7 seconds down. That was about 3.5 seconds. Mocking Weeks with his late stop, 30 seconds down, but he has managed to get his way past Danny ST. Pulled about a 2-second gap from him as well. Hirakram continues to pull time over CJ. Manny is past Mutt then. That gap down to half a second between himself and CJ. Mutt right there as well. Let's get ourselves on board with CJ. We'll have a little look back. Just 0.6 of a second, that gap coming down due to the slip. They're only gonna see one more lap when they cross the line. Oh, Manny! He loses time to CJ, holds the position from Mutt, but that's cost him. Gives CJ just enough breathing room down this start-finish straight to keep himself out of danger. Hugs that pit wall, slowly eases his way across the track. Manny sticking right there with him. Mutt 36 then holding 4th position. Into this final lap we go then. Hirakram with a 10.2 seconds lead. This is where he was by the end of race 1 as well at Nords. So he's either got NOS or computers. He's got one of the two. Can CJ fend off Manny for this very final lap? Gap down to 0.4 of a second. Closing up on the way down into the Degners as well. Pulling time from Mutt 36. Is CJ safe? Plenty of fuel on board. Tyres looking very similar. A little bit better on Manny's. He did stop later. Gap down to 0.3. Headed down towards Spoon. He needs to stick right with CJ as they head through Spoon. CJ going defensive. He knows that Manny's up for the attack. Absolutely nothing in it. And here he goes then. Manny up the inside. What a drive. Just able to pull that time. Use those fresher tyres with the extra grip. Here he goes up the hill again on the final straight to take that 2nd podium position, as long as he keeps it in a straight line going through here. Just does do. CJ goes a little bit off track but gets himself back on. Back on with Hirakram though just as he crosses the line. I did catch you this time, only just. So taking 2 wins here tonight then, Hirakram. That's pretty much the season done and dusted, I think. Manny is going to come home for 2nd. He'll be well impressed with that. CJ 3rd. Mutt 36 takes 4th. Potter McPot almost taking 5th. Loses his penalty just before he crosses the line. 5th position for Potter then. Audi Ferry comes through to take 6th. Fat Pickles just holding on to 7th. Oh, he's not going to hold on to that position. Sorry, Raffo takes that position due to the penalty on board for Fat Pickles. So Fat Pickles ends up 8th. Mocking Weeks coming up to Casino. Ended up off track a couple of times, mocking on the hard tyres. So ended up a long way down, unfortunately. Yeah, you can turn that crap off, mate. There goes mocking then across the line. You just get reported, mate. That's how that works. Because I know it's pornography or something. Bosh. Reported. Blammo. Mocking Weeks then crossing the line. Danny ST not getting the chance to. So yes, a convincing win again there by Hirakram. Nobody is able to do anything about Hirakram. It's too quick. It's too quick. That spaceship in round 1. Nobody knows what he's got under the bonnet in that thing. And then this thing, yeah, computers or aliens or scientists or something. Who knows? 2 convincing wins again then from Hirakram. And again, I think with those 2 wins, that's the season sewn up. I think that Hirakram takes it. Because he was already a big chunk in front before we started tonight. With 2 wins and only 2 races next week. That's pretty much it sewn up, I think. But yeah, some great racing in that one. Race 1 between Audi Ferry and Potter. Race 2, CJ and Manny. Yeah, some real good battles in that one. So that's pretty much that for week 7, rounds 13 and 14. Back next week, 9 o'clock for the finals of the GTTCC. 9 PM Friday night. Make sure you come and check it out. Other than that, we've got absolutely nothing on after next week. Not me personally. We're still trying to figure out GT7 lobbies. So there's a lot more to it than we thought. The lobbies are a little bit jinky at the minute. Anyway, there is an update coming. So hopefully, yeah, there you go. Potter just confirming it. Then Hirakram does take the championship. Thought he did after tonight. Too many points, too far out front for anyone really to do anything. So yes, congratulations Hirakram. Well done, sir. Taking GTTCC, even I can't say it right tonight. Fusion Elite Championship. That is the best of the best out of the GTTCC divisions. Well deserved as well, Hirokram. So yeah, final races next week on GT Sport, and then everyone's going to get themselves over to, well, a lot of people are already on GT7 now. So yes, trying to get these lobbies setting up, trying to figure them out and work out the weather and all that sort of stuff. It might take a little bit longer than people anticipated. I know most leagues were scheduled to start at the end of March, but with the way things are going, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But yes, that's pretty much it from me. If you want to help my channel out, you can get yourself over to buymeacoffee.com/darksmoke and drop a donation on there if you want. But I would much rather you hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com, and I can send you out some stickers or t-shirts. If you want any of those, hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com, or send me a message on the Facebook page, or drop a post on there, whatever you want to do. But yes, that's pretty much going to be it from me tonight. I hope you've liked what you've watched. Big shout out to all the boys from MRC and P1 for doing the Steve tribute, the honour lap and all that sort of stuff. Really appreciate it, lads. Yeah. I hope you liked what you watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe. Tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.